welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kathleen Carr and I upload weekly videos in all things real estate. Now, the past couple of videos have definitely been more on the educational side and I've actually really enjoyed doing those. I hope you have as well, but I kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit. So today's video, I'm actually going to be sharing my personal story on how I even became a real estate agent here in the Roanoke Valley. I thought this video would be fun for a couple of reasons. One, you get to know me a little bit better and my personal journey thus far. And two, you might be interested in becoming a real estate agent yourself. So let's go ahead and get started with today's video. I never really had real estate on my radar as a career choice several years back. Really the only thing I knew about real estate was $1 Million Listing on Bravo, which obviously isn't necessarily the most realistic thing to base your opinion on what a typical career in real estate would be like. But kind of going back a little bit, my background is actually in hospitality and tourism management. I graduated from Virginia Tech. Go Hokies. With that degree under the Pamplin College of Business, and right afterwards I was working at a local winery. I was doing a lot of business development for them and helping with events and things like that. And then after about a year or so, I decided to do a career change and work for a local nonprofit here in Roanoke, based out of Benton, and I was doing a lot of small business development for that local nonprofit. So within that first year of working at that nonprofit, I was living at home. My parents had graciously let me stay there right when I got out of college, but honestly, they really had done their time, really taking care of me and supporting me, and it was getting to the point where I really needed to spread my wings, if you will. So there I was in my early to mid 20s trying to figure out, hey, should I rent? Should I buy? Buying a home was questionable because honestly I didn't know if I could afford it, and also I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what was the best choice for me at that time. So after kind of checking my finances, making sure I had things in line, and writing down the pros and cons for everything, I really came to the realization that I wanted to buy. The biggest reason was probably I saw that my older sister bought her first home in her early to mid 20s, and it was really inspiring. You know, she was single at the time and she really worked hard and purchased her first home on her own. So I was obviously inspired by that. And secondly, I had planned on living in Roanoke, so there was no big plan to move to another state or another city in Virginia or anything like that. So I was like, you know what, why not buy? Buying my first home was really the kickstart to so many new adventures that I am forever grateful for. For one, I purchased my first home as a single woman in my early to mid 20s, and it was very empowering. It was a really cool process to go through, and it also got me thinking more about real estate, not just for the personal reasons, but also the business side of things. You know, how did the market move? How were the transactions different from one another? All the different paperwork and contracts. It really sparked my curiosity about what that was like. I actually also shared my personal story of buying my first home, and I'll make sure to link that video below, so make sure you go check that out. But basically after a year, or it might have been less than a year, after buying my first home, I researched it a little bit more and started asking my realtor questions and things like that about how I could get my license. So I signed up through Mosley Dickinson here in Roanoke. I did the online course because, again, I was still working full time and I wasn't sure if I could consistently go to the classes in person. So that's exactly what I did. Not gonna lie, y'all. Taking the class wasn't necessarily what I would call fun or exciting. Don't get me wrong, I definitely was learning a lot, but you know, after working, you know, my full-time job, an 8-hour day, and then coming home, eating dinner, and then studying for 3 or 4 hours every night, it got a little exhausting. And also, you know, they don't make it easy, which is, you know, a good thing, right? But it's a lot of information to comprehend. It's a lot to take in and digest. So it definitely took some time and a lot of effort to take the class, whether that's you do it online or even in person. And also, you not only have to pass the class, which there's quizzes and tests and things like that for the class, but you also have to pass the class to even sit for the national and state exam. And let me tell you, I hate taking tests. So just for the national state exam, I studied 18 hours. I think it was like a week, maybe a week and a half, where I just dove in, and that's all I did after work was go home, study, because like I said, I hate taking tests. So I refused to have to go back multiple times, and I was very thankful that I put in that work because it ultimately paid off and I passed both exams the first time. Praise. So shortly after that, I of course got my license. I joined the local board, the Roanoke Valley Association of Realtors, and I was working under Stratford Properties. That is the firm I am with today. And I definitely didn't want to just get my license and not do anything with it, or be, slow into getting started with my real estate career. And I'm gonna be really honest, working a full-time job while building a real estate career from scratch, because you're ultimately owning your own business, is tough. I definitely had some breakdowns because, hey, I'm human. But I really wanted to learn the in and outs. I wanted to really make something and do something with my license. And I also wanted to really create a brand and name for myself as a realtor here in the Roanoke Valley. So after a while, there essentially became a time where I started asking myself, I was like, hey, Kat, what if you did this real estate thing full time? And so I essentially had been fairly successful in my real estate career early on, and I was starting to gain more and more traction. And so after a lot of financial planning, because real estate is 100% commission based, I decided to take a leap of faith and bet on myself to then do real estate full time. And there has not been a day where I've been like, what have I done? I have definitely been very grateful, and I have really enjoyed being a realtor full time. I'm able to really be more hands-on in knowing the ins and outs of specifically the Roanoke market. I've had a lot of fun with marketing myself and my brand, and I've been able to really showcase my skills to my clients. As I've said before, or I'm pretty sure I said before, when you are a real estate agent, you essentially own your own business. So you do have to be disciplined in making sure that you still give yourself structure. Yes, you do have a flexible schedule. You're not working 9 to 5. Hey, for example, if I want to go bike ride on the Greenway at 10 a.m. with my Meemaw, I'm able to do that. But you also have to be willing to work nights and weekends. And as I said before, I was a hospitality and tourism major, so working nights and weekends is not a strange thing to me. But honestly, there's not a day that goes by that I don't do something to continue to build my business and my skills, whether that's doing continuing education, listening to podcasts, hosting opens on Sundays, showing my clients homes once they're off work or on Saturday mornings or something like that, filming my YouTube videos. You really have to be disciplined to still give yourself, some sort of schedule, even though we are more flexible than a typical 9 to 5 job. But I will say, being a realtor is one of the most rewarding things that I think I will ever be able to do. When your clients close on a home and they have those keys in their hands, they are just radiating with happiness, joy, accomplishment, pride, all that good stuff. And it is so cool. And that's just the best way I can say it. It is so cool that I've been able to help make that happen. So thank you for listening to this video and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely more of like a get to know me versus an educational video. I do plan on doing more type of this stuff to kind of intertwine with the educational stuff. But if you are interested in being a real estate agent, never hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to share more information with you and share some tips. Also, if there is a video that you would like to see in the future, please comment down below, DM me, whatever it may be. Follow me on my socials. I'll put my tags up here. And also, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I have a goal for myself to get 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. So please help me make that goal and subscribe. I think it's in one of these boxes. Subscribe down below. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey everyone. It's like jazz fingers. I saying?